The first point I would like to mention is careful by your sight reading. And what do I mean by that? When you play something for the first time, I know that many people, they really like, oh, to play it, just let's play it and see what happens. Please don't, and I tell you why. Because correcting mistakes takes much longer than just learning it correctly. I know it can be frustrating a bit, but be patient, especially on the sight reading. Read it correctly. That would mean play it slower, of course, and try to read everything. I mean, at least the notes, articulation, maybe dynamics, and then get into the mood, tempo, etc., etc. Don't make mistakes. It's a funny sentence. Don't make mistakes in order not to make mistakes. What I mean by that, don't make mistakes by sight reading in order not to make mistakes the rest of your life. Because if you study the piece correctly, you will have it for years. The next point I would like to mention is your sound. Of course, we concentrate on our sound a lot, but I mean even more specifically, concentrating on your sound when you play fast. Because many times when we play fast, we only think of maybe fingers, maybe tempo, and we forget the sound. But actually, if you listen to your favorite flutist, or a few of them, you will realize that when you hear them play fast and you like it, it's not only because they play fast, maybe without mistakes, but the sound is good when playing fast. The next point I would like to mention is while practicing anything you play, be sure that your body is relaxed. Not totally sleeping, of course, but relaxed, because only with the relaxation you have a good control. Good control in your mind and good overall technical control. Breathing well, for instance. Even the fingers will work better when you are relaxed. It's all one, breath and posture and finger movements and air movement and sound. Just relax, and of course avoid pain. Some people tell me, oh, it hurts here, it hurts there, and they don't really pay attention. They keep practicing, they keep practicing. Okay, it's nice to be ambitious, but pains are like a red light. You have to look, why is it painful? Sometimes it's painful if I stand for too long and the muscles of the feet or the legs are a bit painful. Okay, it's a normal one. But when you have a pain in some of the joints and it's getting worse and worse, you're doing something wrong. So look at it. Maybe it's a little bit with the posture. I remember many years ago, I was still a teenager and I have some pain in this area. And I tried different things. And at some point, I changed the angle of my hand just slightly, and the pain went away. Because if you do something wrong, even very slightly wrong, but you're doing for 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe more hours every day, I can assure you that you will have pain, and we don't want that. We don't want pain, okay? The next point I already mentioned, but it's good to mention again. When there is a problem, we have to try and understand where this problem comes from. When we know where it comes from, we are on the way to solve it. Just practicing over and over and over without trying to put the finger, so to say, on the problem. Oh, it's a finger problem. Oh, it's air problem. It's a tongue problem. Many people, for instance, they have a tonguing problem, so to say, but it's actually a sound problem, not a tonguing problem. It's not always easy to know. Always the help of a good teacher, of course, will help you. Okay, so know where the problem lies. Another very important point, I know that everything I say is very important because otherwise I would not say it right. But this is really important. Concentrate. I know it's hard. Some people can concentrate for 1 minute and they lose it. Some people can concentrate for 10 minutes, and some people can concentrate, I don't know, for hours. We are all different, but it's an ability that can be worked on. What I'm just saying is concentrate when you practice, and if you cannot concentrate, stop. There is no use practicing without concentration. So take a break. If you have an issue with it, some people find it easier, but if you do have an issue with it, I would use the clock to see how long it takes. Maybe you play 15 minutes, that's it. Fine. So keep doing it 15 minutes, but very concentrated. And maybe in a week or two, you can do 16 minutes, not 2 hours. Put your goal very near, but see that you make a progress. Because with good concentration, you can achieve a lot. Practicing 8 hours without concentration would not help you much. Maybe they will keep repeating your problem, but if you do 2-3 hours with good concentration, you will achieve a lot. The next point, I mentioned it a little bit, but always good to remind ourselves, posture and body. Because if the body gets its correct, its right conditions, it will work better. The mind will work better. The breath will work better. When the breath works better, the mind works better. The body works better. The muscles work better. So posture, relaxation, awareness to the body, always, always. Sometimes it's hard. We read difficult music. Later on, we meet other musicians even, and we kind of, we lose ourselves because there are so many impulses to the mind. So by practicing, go back inside, it helps a lot. Another point, help maybe with concentration, also with studying process, smaller parts. If you have a big piece, I don't know, a Prokofiev sonata, it's so long. So take only one movement. And when you take the first movement, for instance, you have 3 clear parts. So you say, okay, I only practice the first part, the exposition. And put a lot of concentration, but do just that. And maybe tomorrow you do the other page. Okay? And when you do smaller parts, fine. Change the order also. Because if you always start from the beginning of the sentence, beginning of the movement, and by the end, we are tired. So then it will always mean that you are fresh in the beginning, getting tired, and then at the end of the movement, you're not working or practicing so well because you're tired. So change it. Why not starting from the last page, going back to the second page, and back to the first? When you know the movement and you're going first movement, second movement, third movement, fourth movement, by the fourth movement you are so tired. So why don't start with the fourth movement first? Change the order, keep yourself fresh. The last point or two is the parts, the size of the parts, and maybe the order of the parts that you practice. For instance, if we take a piece that is a bit longer, like a concerto or a sonata, it's a lot of music. And if we can concentrate for 20 minutes or 30 or 40, depending on you, maybe the whole movement is too much for us to practice. So take one page, say, okay, I do this page, but very well, like 20, 30 minutes, just this page. Sometimes one page is too much. If you take a Berio sequenza, one page is with so much information. Fine, take 3 lines, do them well. And then on the next session, another 3 lines. If it goes well, okay, 6 lines or a whole page. And also, challenge yourself and change the order. If you always do first movement first and then second movement second, then always by the second movement you are more tired, less focused. So why don't change? I start today maybe with the second, then I go to the first. Or inside the movement, change the order. So you keep yourself fresh, in different moments, and so the work and the practice and the learning process is more equal from beginning to end. And actually, at the end of the piece, when you're already on stage or in your exam or audition or concerts, you will be more tired at the end. So why not practice the end in the beginning?